An SUV-based four-door coupe. That's neither an oxymoron nor even a BMW. That's the Mercedes-Benz GLC Coupe, facelifted.
BMW started the SUV coupe, or SAC, fad with the X6. A couple of years later, it also launched the X4, and Mercedes retorted with the GLE Coupe and GLC Coupe. In early 2018, I drove the pre-facelift GLC SUV, and it was a PHEV as well. Today, I'm testing a 300D Coupe. What changed after the refresh?
Obviously, this is a nip and tuck operation, so besides a different backside, all other changes could be attributed to a different styling pack. Rear lights are definitely different, and the sideline seems to be a bit smoother, but the biggest changes are on the inside. The doors still don't cover the sills, but we've got a new steering wheel with two touchpads, one to operate the virtual dials and the other one to navigate the MBUX infotainment system. Mercedes didn't use the new wide display like in the A-Class because the GLC is based on the C-Class, which received a facelift earlier in 2019, and the dash was not ready to accommodate the new screen.
However, since Mercedes managed to integrate MBUX into the car, the touch controller on the center console has changed. And if you do not like touchpads, you can also use voice commands, like I have demonstrated in my B-Class review. I linked it in the upper right corner of the screen and in the description below this video. Mercedes also replaced USB-A ports with USB-C ports. There are 3 in the front, 1 by the smartphone cradle and 2 under the armrest. Storage under the armrest, as well as the glove box, are decent size. Door bins are big enough too.
And there is no more key, there is a permanent starter button, which means that hands-free ignition is now standard. As part of the facelift, Mercedes also revamped its engine lineup. Its core is made up of 4-cylinder 2-liter engines. 2 petrol, which are denoted 200 and 300, and they produce 197 and 258 horsepower, as well as 3 diesel engines, 200D, 220D and 300D, producing 163, 194 and 245 horsepower respectively. Depending on the market, 200 and 200D may come also with 2-wheel drive. Everything else has the Firmatic all-wheel drive system, and all the cars get the 9-speed G-tronic automatic gearbox. There is also the 400D as well as 43 and 63 AMG, but that's in a different league.
Petrol engines get a 48-volt mild hybrid system, which allows the engine to be turned off completely during coasting. The mild hybrid also gives extra boost upon acceleration. GLC's diesels meet Euro 6D standard. I recall the mild hybrid in a C200 yielded very little savings. However, in a 6-cylinder CLS53 AMG, savings achieved thanks to the mild hybrid were noticeable.
So much as far as eco stuff is concerned. And how is it to drive? I praised the pre-facelift GLC SUV for comfort as well as relatively dynamic handling in sports mode. I suspect it was partly due to the adaptive air suspension, which this car lacks. So here the ride is not particularly comfortable and not especially sporty, unless of course you get into this car from a Jeep Wrangler, which I have as my second car this week. So Compared to the Wrangler, this is as sporty as they come. Similarly, when it comes to performance, the 300D accelerates from 0 to 100 km/h in respectable 6.6 seconds. Thanks to 500 Nm of torque, the engine feels punchy, but at almost 1900 kg with the driver, the car is also heavy. The braking... I need to test the version with adaptive suspension because this thing dives like a truck. Going over bumps also produces mixed results. Sewer covers are the worst. During fast turns, it feels like the car is jumping a few inches to the side. I felt something similar in the GLE, also with standard suspension.
Unfortunately, at the time of filming, Mercedes-Benz press fleet in Poland was unable to provide a test car with adaptive suspension. A decision was made to fill the press fleet with whatever rolls off the production line, rather than wait several months for exact specification. Probably that's why most of the press cars in Poland at the moment are grey.
I praised the pre-facelift hybrid GLC for good sound insulation. The facelifted Coupe is also relatively quiet, although not as refined as the GLE, but that's for another episode. And how is it compared to the competition? Well, there's no point comparing it to Porsche Macan, because Macan will eat this thing for breakfast, even with a two-stroke engine. Audi... I don't know, maybe someone in Audi can ask someone from Volkswagen just across the desk for my phone number. They know how to reach me. Which leaves us with BMW X4. The test car I drove was on a track in Spartanburg, and over there the X4 really shined, but on the road it's as plain Jane as this thing. To sum up, if you need a car to putter around town or eat up motorway miles, standard suspension is enough. However, if you expect something more, ask to test drive both cars, one with regular suspension and one with adaptive suspension.
During my test, I achieved around 8 liters per 100 kilometers combined. The manufacturer claims 7, so compared to the earlier discrepancies in claimed and real-life fuel economy figures, Mercedes has made great progress.
In the back, there is plenty of legroom, but headroom would be a bit of a problem for a taller passenger. I'm 175 centimeters tall, and if I don't say that in every episode, I get dozens of questions in the comment section below. By the way, I'm not sure if you can hear the echo, but there is some echo here. There are also, besides the echo, 2 USB-C ports and a 12-volt socket. No third zone climate control. Door bins are large. The tunnel is large as well. The seats, they split 40, 20, 40. In the middle 20 part, there's an armrest with some storage and 2 cup holders, which pop up like that. Very Germany over-engineered. Now, the middle part, you can fold from here and carry longer items. And the 2 main parts, you can fold from the boot, which is where we shall go right now.
The Coupe boot has 500 liters volume, 50 less than the SUV. Some of that capacity is under the floor, which fits, among others, the boot cover. It then covers the folding basket, which is too deep inside anyway. An interesting touch is the locking boot floor. It's not going to slow a thief down for too long, but let's say it should be enough to keep nosy car wash workers from looking inside. The boot opens and closes with a gesture, and that's an option. There is also a button to close the tailgate and to lock the car as well. The refreshed Mercedes-Benz GLC Coupe starts at €51,000, 5,000 more than the SUV. This test example with options costs €72,500.
Mercedes-Benz GLC Coupe is, and that's not just my opinion, A very good looking vehicle. I heard a few people say it's much better looking than the BMW X4. Fair enough. Would I buy one? I'm not a big fan of the coupe SUV. I preferred the pre-facelift hybrid SUV model. However, I understand people who like this body style. Do you? Let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe, rate and share new reviews every Friday. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.